Hello and welcome to my first progress report for Blue Archive. I'm now on day 21, so that makes 3 weeks I've been playing the game now. Since I know most people only care about what characters you have and which ones you are using, I'm going to start exactly there and leave the more boring stuff for the tail end of the video. So characters first and mission progress and what's not to follow. Let's jump to the characters. As you can see, I've done a lot of promotions, bringing some 1 and 2 star characters up to 3 stars, and I even took a 3 star up to 4. But as for my natural 3 stars, I think I have about 11. As for the characters I use, let's switch the sorting to level to give a better picture. So of course I use Iori, because even though she wouldn't be my first pick, I can't deny the damage she puts out, and since I play the game always on auto, she is magnifique. She is at 4 stars because I pulled her twice trying to get Aru. So I just used the Eligma or Ligma, however you say it, to bump her up to 4. Following her we have Kayako, who is my favorite character, so even though she is at the bottom of tier list, I still use her every chance I get. Serika I only recently started using, because when it comes to auto gameplay, she pumps out consistent damage, since she doesn't have any skills that require aiming, hence the AI can't really use her poorly. Yuko was the only red damage tank for a while, so I kept investing in her. Karen was the character I wanted the most when I was eyeing the game before launch, and funny enough, she was my very first 3 star on my guaranteed first roll. I took that as a sign and didn't reroll, not knowing that the story would make me like Aru more than her less than a week later. Akari is the exact same as Serika, no skill shot, so great for autoplay. Well, she has a skill shot, but is much more useful than say Karen for instance. I love the design of Maki, especially the customized gun, so of course I invested in her knowing full well everyone says she's only good in raids. She still pulls her weight when needs be. He fooled me. I think I got on the Aru banner, or I got her just before the banner changed to Aru. Can't remember. I do remember being disappointed right up until I took her into battle and she summoned that chicken. She shot right up to my top 3 characters instantly, and I used her in nearly all yellow stages since then. She is such a wonderful support for your tank character and I can't recommend her enough. I'm pretty sure I got Shun on the Aru banner as well, and by now you might have noticed the trend here. That banner basically screwed me by not giving me Aru, but gave me 2 meta characters. Everyone points out that Shun is incredible for PvP because of her battery skill. But let me tell you, even in PvE, she does the deeps once you have a proper frontline. Amazing character. Nonomi is free and amazing for yellow stages. She has a Gatling guns and she sprays for days. There is nothing I need to say about Tsubaki, best tank in the game and you already know it. Hoshino is the last shaft I got on the Aru banner, so I invested in her just because she is a tank character and good tanks are hard to come by. Kotama I started using when Karen really wasn't helping much. This is one I just pulled from a tier list and invested in. Serena I started using when I saw her heal only cost 2 energy. All the healers are good, but you really can't compete with a good 2 cost skill. Sumer is the start of the characters I tried but ultimately replaced because I had better or they weren't doing too well. All she ever does is run to the front and die. She is supposed to be a pseudo tank, but she is bad at it. Chase I only started on 2 or 3 days ago since the blue riddle was announced to be coming next. She is one of the only 2 blue characters I have, and since I went broke literally for Aru, she is the only blue character I will have come time for the raid. Peanut I invested in for the first raid, but I kinda have regrets about her since I don't really like her. Still useful for our second yellow team though. Hane I used right up until I saw Serena's heal costed 2 energy and then I swapped her out. She is still a good backup healer for those stages where I need to run 2 healers to stay alive. Akane I also invested in solely for the first raid, and now she is just on the B team for when I need her in yellow stages. Junko I'm confused about. I kind of like her, but at this point I have so many yellow attackers that it's hard for her to stand out. Solid character for sure though. Mitsuki was invested in back when I was short on red damage dealers, right before I went YOLO for Aru, who you should have noticed by now I still don't have. She sucks on auto. Her landmines do nothing 9.5 out of 10 times. Shinatsu is my 3rd pick for heals. Might not take her any further though. I can't even remember why I wanted to use Suzumi, but I let her fall off a long time ago. Bench warming crew. Tsurugi I got very early, but because Tsubaki was holding the front line so well, I didn't see a need for an offensive tank, especially after Sumer burned me. I'm starting to reinvest in her again though, just in case. Izumi and Emi are the last 2 burns I got on the Aru banner. I know they are both kind of bad, but I'm going to pump them up to at least 35 and see if they can help me in the bounties and commissions, since I've been struggling a lot in those. After the 2 of them, I don't use any of these characters, although Asaya did wash me in PvP today, so I may need to give her a look at. Finally, you can see all the characters I don't have, which surprise surprise, Aru is one of them. Anyways, I feel like this video is already too long, so let me just quickly show you my progress. I've fully cleared normal mode up to chapter 8 and hard mode up to chapter 7. And I'm now working my way through chapter 10. I'm stuck at D on all the bounty missions and my PvP rank hovers between 2 to 4,000. Finally, my cafe is nothing to write home about, but my crowning achievement of this whole game is actually reading every Momo thought I unlocked. So that's it. Feel free to share your progress in the comments. Do you use any low tier units like Kayako?